Well, hello there, and welcome back once more to Freeform Disney. Hopefully, everybody had some good holidays, or maybe your holidays aren't over yet. Any which way, hopefully, it's a good time. I mean, obviously, it's not been the greatest year, but still. It's almost to a close. I mean, we've got another 5 days left after today, and then on to 2021. So anyway, Mandalorian Disney Gallery Season 2 has gone ahead and dropped, which it's just one thing. It's like an hour-long special or something like that. And so I haven't watched it. I was busy the other day, and so I figured I'd go ahead and watch it with all of you here today. So definitely looking forward to going ahead and doing that. Let's see. We've got a few people in already. I said, definitely loved season 2. I'll say off the bat, even before watching this, I'm sure I'm gonna like it. I love season 1. I will say I'm sad that season 2 of the Disney Gallery Mandalorian show is just 1 hour long thing rather than a whole set of 8 with all the depth we got last time around. Who knows? Maybe it's just the beginning or something. Maybe we'll still get something in the middle of May, for all the heck I know. Not like they've said anything, but I could always hope. So, what about all of you? Have you seen it already yet, or is this gonna be the first time for all of you as well? Or well, anyway, yeah, I've still got my other hand. I've still got my. Although it's hard to point with this hand, right? Anyway, I've still got my Bo-Katan over here on the side. I've got my Razor Crest and Tatooine there. Although I can change that. I mean, I easily can go off to something else, like say my Book of Boba back there. If anybody has any preference, I figured the Razor Crest seems like a fitting one to put behind me for talking Mandalorian, but obviously we can do other things. We could even have the upcoming shows back behind me again, so got a few different things I can put behind me right now. Or heck, the Boba Fett one there from the artwork from the end of the first episode of season 2, chapter 9. So a few different things I could put behind me for this. Oh, by the way, if you're new here, let me go ahead and comment. So I'm going to be watching this up on Disney Plus. You are all free to go watch it on Disney Plus or whatever means you have of watching it. And to go ahead and sync up, I will have a clock up above me. So if you end up coming in later or whatever else, that clock up there will go ahead and be your guide. So just sync that up to whatever time in the actual video, and we'll all be on the same page. Okay. So let's head back to the Razor Crest there. And Tatooine. I guess they were on Tatooine before too, but okay. So I am going to go ahead and let's get this watch party started, shall we? So as I said, this will be Disney Gallery, Star Wars The Mandalorian, Season 2, Episode 1 as it's named, but I think it just has to be named Episode 1 because the other season was numerous episodes. I don't think that should be used to imply that there will be anything more than this hour. Because the way they've presented it is that this is it. So, looks like all we'll have. But who knows? In a half year or something? Who knows? Alright. So, I will go ahead and get that started. The clock's going to start up here. So, on your marks, get set, and go. Keep that covered right there, considering it's R2, right? At least I assume that was R2 being covered, but it might not have been, I suppose. Not shiny enough, was it? Kim Richards. We definitely saw her during the first season of Mandalorian Disney Gallery. Huckleberry. Always fun. That's cool. George Lucas with Ahsoka there. Nice. Ah, cool, cool. Wow. Just try to absorb everything here that's montaging past me. And there's so much to absorb. It's so quick. Wow. Oh, yeah. All the laughter and fun. So glad we're going to be getting a season 3. Uh, hmm. Ahsoka and her double there. Should say Rosario Dawson and her double as Ahsoka, but same idea. Oof. Dang. It's so impressive, the volume. And this is actually a bigger volume this time around than they had last time. Hello there, Sportan. Welcome. Just a couple and a half in. I just look around and go, we're in the volume, right? Question mark? Mm-hmm. Nice. Actually, outside here, all the blue screen in the background. It looked like we were in that other spot, too, from our first episode. By the way, I love hearing Jon Favreau talk in world there. It'll be fun hearing about some of the other extra challenges in there. Oh man, that was fun. We had the old IMAX widescreen piece on that. Oh, it's a good episode. Although more than just the original film, if we go by all of what is Legends now. I think a little non-Legends, maybe. Hmm. I love the concept art, by the way. And Doug Chang is one of the high ups as far as Lucasfilm as a whole, too. Not just does he do all this work here. It's a lot of work for Lucasfilm in terms of visual effects all throughout. Man, that concept art is cool. Wow. Wow. And you can see it there in the visual effect. Oh, nice. Man, just getting to see the volume here for a lot of these different pieces. Look at that. And you just gotta pause this time and again, right? Wow. Oh man, that is cool. Just manipulating it in real time like that. Hmm. They certainly did, too. So that's part of those challenges and what they went ahead and worked on this time. Very cool. Very cool. Just pushing that technology, and then, hey, what you'll be able to do with it in future seasons, for other shows, for movies. It's all kinds of cool things in the graffiti. Heck, there's a lot of Arabesh in there too, but it's hard to catch some of it just because of the actual being in the graffiti style, and hard to read some of those characters. At least I thought so when looking at it. uh, love what some of it is underneath on the bottom. It's like, oh, that's cool. This is a better view of this than we've gotten to see necessarily before on some of this graffiti here. Wow. Wow, I love it. The no Death Star. A little Jawa. Uh, oh, there's so many Easter eggs in there based on whatever anyone felt like putting in, right? Yeah, nice. Ah, cool. All the cameos you get to have get people into the show. When you've got prosthetics and makeup, and hey, heck, aliens as general, it's easy to do it without necessarily seeing people. Even if it was somebody we really knew visually. Ah, look at that. So cool. It's like as you just see that corn just starts to look better and better. Yeah, the details, wow, indeed. And we are getting so much thrown at us piece after piece. It's like, again, there's so many spots to just pause and look deeper into this. Wow. Oh, how intriguing. But really getting that style on the Gamorreans. Nice. So many aliens. All the work you had to do for each one of them, right? I love getting to hear her talk and give the instructions out to all of our extras here, and also just a little clue into the rehearsals that we hear a little bit about. Considering how you have to change the volume all the time, makes sense that in rehearsal they didn't really have the same thing. Not to mention, even anybody standing in for the Gamorreans, what heck wouldn't have been in makeup and prosthetics, I'd imagine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I definitely had that feel in this first part. Nice getting to see some rehearsal. Boom, Mike. Not that they care, considering. So I'm not sure. Since we're recording this, is it just being recorded for this? Yeah, because, yeah, no, if this was redubbing, this would be in a much nicer sound booth, I think. You know, individual. I think. Hard to say. Oh, yeah. Interesting, the opening there. You always just look at these and go, okay, where's the volume end? Sorry, where does the set end? Where does the volume start? And dang, good luck sometimes. Thanks, John Favreau, a good person for running the show. Oh, God. I had way too much fun with that. And we did actually get a McClunky line from Bib Fortuna. uh, yeah, it was fun in that sense. Hmm. To be sure. Or we might think it's Ilum, but hey. At least from the trailer, right? I remember seeing that art in there too. Mm-hmm. I had caught that. Cool stuff, right? So cool. Just, I love how they actually do reach back and make all these connections. I mean, this was even to something that hadn't been used, at least in live action before, I should say. I've heard that it was used elsewhere. I think. Yes? I think. Anyway. Not sure if it was comics or something else, but point being. Over in the hot spring. Yes, who went ahead and played Quill in the first season. Not the voice of Quill, but went ahead and did the costume and the physical acting for Quill last time. Oh, yeah. I mean, she had Quill last time, Frog Lady this time. You gotta wonder who she'll have next time around. Oh, yeah. Mm hmm. I can imagine. An interesting spot if they just focused in a portion of an episode and they'd been doing it that way, just really watch the development of that. Oh yeah, love Frog Lady Sport, and yes, I do too. Oh man, the eggs. Anyway, nice. Man, we're almost a third of the way through this already. It's like, dang. Oh, I love watching the volume change that way. Just as the camera's turning. Man. Actually, just the ability you'd have to go ahead and keep looking. It's interesting, by the way, all the blue screen that's sitting there. That's supposed to be in the volume. I imagine just because of all the water they had in here as to why it wasn't in the volume in this case. Man, those corn look good though. The work they put into those prosthetics. Wow. Hope there aren't any spoilers for what, Sportan? Question mark. Not sure what spoilers you're worried about here. Obviously, the entire season's gonna be spoiled in this, but I'm not sure if you're talking about some other show being spoiled or. I mean, heck, already even this, we've already pretty much spoiled all the different things in amongst this episode right here. Sorry, in amongst the season. Not quite all of them. Most of them, though. But do you mean spoilers for what happens later in this Disney Gallery making of season two? If so, I haven't seen the rest, so I certainly couldn't spoil. Man, again, we just see so many things so quickly in here. Back to my comment about wanting to pause just to look at some of the pieces we get to see. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Spoilers for that. I gotcha. I gotcha now. Gotcha now. Although the fact she's in Rebels is not a surprise to me. Amongst things that I've heard because of Mandalorian already. I don't know specifics on it, but certainly I know that. Man, her energy anytime. Just see if I have to mute myself for spoilers at some point, right? I mean, when Dave Filoni would have been saying that earlier, he was only, so hopeful that it maybe someday would work. Interesting, the hair. You saw her with the blue hair in another spot. So underneath the Costco look. Man, I'm still speaking of people who are good at martial arts. I am still curious about that Imperial officer, who we did not see die. We don't know what the heck happened to her, but she's martial arts trained too. Season 3, right? Oh man, such a job with this here. The hallway stuff was so cool as they were coming through. It's a good call on his part there. He's right. And back to the difference between them and him. No, it was definitely the right call John made there. Man, back to again us kind of trying to look at all these different pieces. I love that. I love all of our enthusiastic directors and crew members and everybody who just yeah, I mean, they're here. They love Star Wars. It's like one of those dream job kind of things. Nice. Mm-hmm. There are no bad episodes in this season. No matter how you want to look at that, that's for sure. Man, some of this is we just get praise from a person, praise, praise. Almost feels more promo sometimes rather than documentary at those times. No kidding. This no. Supposedly and apparently this is it. Just uh, for anybody who's not seen the comment, the question was, is this going to have 8 episodes as well? And no, apparently the Disney Gallery season 2 is just this. So hour-long special and nothing else. I mean, I'm sad about that because I loved what they did last season. I love the format of what they did. I, I mean, this format is completely different. We've had no table talk here at all this time, and the tables were pretty cool. I still have this outside hope that maybe this is just an hour special here, and then maybe in May we'll have the full deal just like we did in season 1. So I still have my hopes, but certainly there's no news to imply that or suggest it. See, back with me pronouncing, I'm sure I've said Cara Dune numerous times instead of Cara Dune. Jeez. Ay, ay, ay. Horrible at mispronouncing names. Dang if I'm not. Oh, yeah. I love these. But yeah, I missed the table talks already. I will say that. Because we got so much out of those table talks. Like, look at those costumes behind her. Well, they're gone now, but we've seen it a couple times in that view. But yeah, like our little cold open piece here on this one. Actually, it wasn't quite the open. It was the piece after, right? Yeah, I think. Well, an actor's actor in the first place, so probably a actor's director, I'd imagine, if I had to guess. And again, though, he's had so much experience with acting and so much experience with training actors. So, probably a fun director to work with. Oh, man. Every time you just get to see any of those prosthetic masks in close. Oh. Yeah. That'd be fun acting that piece right there. We finally get to go a bit more in depth on Ahsoka here for a moment, huh? Did you see the lightsabers light up as it went across? Cool. Yeah, you got a table talk session here. Nice. Man, that just looks cool with the slow mo and the wind there. I'm sorry, even this behind the scenes, it just looks so damn cool. Yeah. I can visually see the different lengths of the two lightsabers there. Indeed. Indeed, indeed. By the way, speaking of Rosario Dawson's double shot in the background back in that other piece. No kidding. uh, man, how much you have to worry about that every time you go back, right? Oh, look at that drawing. Nice. Is it X9? Oh, I thought it was X10. Dang. Man, makes sense, X9. I mean, if we were looking German, it would be pronounced that way, wouldn't it? Well, Ming-Na Wen would know. I mean, she is a bit of a Star Wars geek, too. I don't know if she's watched all Clone Wars Rebels or whatnot, but wouldn't surprise me. I know jumping on Ming-Na Wen, but I said she had a tweet the other day about how she was geeking out about her own life. It's like, no kidding, getting to play in Star Wars like this. She's been playing in Marvel. I mean, dang it. Obviously, she has a Disney history too, but dang, man. No kidding. By the way, season two's production name is Huckleberry. What was season one's production name? I'm not sure what that one was. Wow, she's just getting all the process. Oh yeah, so cool. Just that whole layer sitting on top right there. Nice. Nice. Man, I love Dave. Just actually making sure to keep it there. Really in charge of keeping that lore, making sure things actually look right or are right in the Star Wars galaxy here. Mm-hmm. It makes it so much cooler behind the scenes to look at it too. It's like, yo. Kind of feels kind of in the same way as how the whole volume as a whole makes it so you can really see what's going on. Back to having the lightsabers that can light up and how that gives you that feel too. Just getting to see some of that again too, but also the behind the scenes stuff and watching them rehearse it and practice it. Speaking of mass, early COVID period, huh? It must be with the mask, right? Speaking of things, that was minor at least. That was minor. I mean, we've had Yoda speaking sparkliness, so I suppose seeing Yoda's not the biggest surprise. Also, I mean, on the plus side, I have no idea when that's coming. I know it's coming at some point. Yeah. Hey, most of where I've caught any spoilers for Rebels is from Mandalorian stuff, one way or another, or speculation on who would be in season 2 or things like that. Hey, what can you do? Man, I couldn't even mute or hide something that quick on that. It was too fast. Yes, love seeing George on set. It's interesting how now we're going chronologically through, really. At the very, very beginning, we weren't as much, but then we've just been working through episode by episode as we go. Look at even the details of the lights that are actually in there. So it's actually a practical effect in there. Then you couldn't have had before. Did anybody think that was Din coming up to her? I mean, never crossed my mind that it was Din coming up to her. I mean, again, the Spurs, it was Boba, to be sure. Your only question was, is it Boba or being, someone else with his armor? That was the only question, really. Never crossed my mind that it might have been Din. Yes. Oh, that's cool having Tamara back. There was talk about other people supposedly being able to be cast as him, but I mean, that is the right casting. It's who was got to cast. Wow. Uh huh. I mean, that first piece was cool, but toned down a little is nice. Exactly. Why cast someone else when you've got bloody Tamara Morrison? I mean, if we're talking animation or whatnot, that's a completely different matter. But if we're talking live action, it's got to be a great feeling as a costume designer, right there. Oh, I love how much he's into his role right there too. It's great. I love the cowboy hat up there too. Actually, this really feels more like Australian Outback hat, actually, which would be fitting. Oh, I did hear about that. That he actually built that up a ways from what it was. Or maybe on page. He does. I mean, he did a great job with that, with really giving that different feel. He succeeded. Dang, he succeeded. Wow. That's great. uh, it's kind of cool as his kids right there too. No kidding. These are my people indeed. Oh, cool. That's cool. Ah, that's part of where that comes from. How intriguing. I love the collaboration you get there. Oh, yeah, we're excited that he's in charge of the boat for. No kidding. No kidding. And just how much as a I mean, it's Tamara and all, but you love seeing how much Tamara's into Boba Fett too, and how much he's bringing as well. So from both sides of that, right there, yeah. Hmm. Speaking of that, it's cool seeing Mignon Wine just sitting up there as Fennec. By the way, interesting. I really wouldn't have guessed that was so much special effects in this section, but it makes sense given the reason. Damn if he wasn't. Oh god. Those two are gonna be a riot, but giant working on more things on the Boba show and all, huh? Work Falma you back. We had a fun action scene in that, but ethically dubious said to say the least. With all the action and all that work, yeah. Because they're such quick-paced episodes too. I mean, certainly the last one was. This one races you through, and then we slow down finally once we're actually in the base. But man, everything they had to build for this, and yet there wasn't a ton of use in it. But I mean, it adds so much to our world that they go ahead and put that in there. Yeah. Hmm. Man, it'll be interesting to see where we go with that in season three, because he's going to run back into the watch in season three. Slave One is so cool. Dang. Oh god, you could just hear it in the voices that they're geeking out about being able to actually show the inside and figure out how the inside of the ship works. uh, so cool. Spinning's a good trick. Yes, exactly. Who doesn't love Dave? Wow. That's so cool. It was so cool. Gotta tell you. I get to see some models in here. Look at that. Wow. Look at that thing, huh? Speaking of people on their dream jobs, right? Wow. Oh, no kidding. To actually get to see that model actually in person up in that size. Wow. Look at that. At least because we were moving the camera, you could kind of tell where the volume was. But if it weren't for that, dang. His shirt was fun. uh, yeah, I love it. Yeah, I said you had your Din and Grogu and Quill shirt there. It's got to be that it's intended to be Quill, right? Maybe I don't know. That moment. Oh god. I I still feel we went a little too far with all that, but that's okay. I mean, yeah, you get to do that finale. You got everybody in there. It's like, dang. Dream jobs. Dream jobs. Mm-hmm. Wow. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Here, here. Look at that thing. The actual practical, like, dark saber there. Look at that thing. That's cool. And I said just the hills and then the full piece, too. Oh, dang if it doesn't. It was great. Man, those muscles on him. You just see them defined under that shirt. Yo, I don't have muscles like that. uh, hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh, Impressive. All the work going in there. Doing one heck of a job. Ain't got any complaints here on my side on that. Wow, we're jumping all the way forward here, huh? I'm surprised we don't talk about a certain reveal, huh? Oh, we will talk about the Boba show. Or the Boba tease, I should say. Or maybe they're just saving Luke for the very end of this, huh? On the other hand, considering what she had to hide that, maybe you didn't even want to put it into here because you didn't want to go ahead and have a chance of leaking out. That might actually be it. You're okay. You're far more okay with this leaking out than you were Luke, so that, yeah, that makes sense. Although 5 years later, those could change. Oh, but it's so cool that they put so much work into recreating it. Speaking of this, just how much they intended that and all the symbolism of it. Nice. Actually, see, those are things I love seeing behind the scenes to talk about that. No kidding, right? Man, it's gotta be heavy though too, with the size of those tendrils and the neck and all. And now it's actually in live action. Yeah. Man. Can I go be an extra on Mandalorian sometime? Or whatever Star Wars show, I'll take it. Ah, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Let alone anything more than an extra, but hell, I'll take that. Kills you. And he did. For my money, anyway. But see, in so many ways, while season one of Disney Gallery The Mandalorian feels much more documentary, this has much more documentary slash promo feel. You know, it's also very promotional of The Mandalorian. It's glossy. By the way, back to Rick in that shirt. It makes sense. I mean, one of his first episode was episode 2, chapter 2 of Mandalorian. So speaking of Quill, oh, it's gonna be fun with the Boba piece. But see, this is just like a sizzle reel almost right here. Okay, not just almost a sizzle reel. It kind of was a bit of a sizzle reel right there. Oh, there we go. That was Disney Gallery The Mandalorian making of season 2. I see we do have a few people in and around. Feel free to jump in the chat, talk if you like. I'll go ahead and respond to anything you've got to say. So feel free to jump on in there. So yeah, no, that was definitely good. I can still hope that we'll have a season 2 of Disney Gallery The Mandalorian in the style of season 1. I can still hope for that. Let's see. Say, wait, haven't seen Kennedy. I thought we were gonna see her like in season. Although we didn't have any of the table sessions at all. I mean, if we had table sessions, I'm sure we would have seen Kennedy in there. But considering the style of this and working it the way they did, it makes sense they didn't. No reason to keep these on anymore. Oh man, I've definitely got to go back and look at a number of those pieces again at some point, just because we saw so much information pass by so quick. They're just pieces to be able to pause on. But no, even with this, I very much think there's room for a full 8 episodes easily. You know, the same way that we did season 1 of Disney Gallery The Mandalorian. Again, there were no table sessions at all. It's a lot of what season 1 was, so there's definitely room for that. Heck, by the time you make that, you could probably go ahead and talk about Luke Skywalker having shown up. And I am 100%. The reason he's not, and we didn't talk about it here, was back to the insane amount of secrecy they went ahead and did on that. Heck, I heard even on the dubbing that they held that till so late in terms of all the different pieces, just to try to do everything they could to stop that from leaking. So, makes sense. But, I mean, we've got to talk about that. I mean, we've got to have some behind the scenes there, and we're only going to get that if we get a season 2 of the show as a full sense here in Disney Gallery. Oh, I got to talk about it. But yeah, there was an interesting feel to this. I commented on it before, but it does. It feels a little more glossy, a little more promotional, and a little less truly behind the scenes and truly seeing the raw side of actually making it. If that makes sense. I don't know if anyone else felt that too, but yeah. That was just a bit of my feeling on that one there. How long was that exactly? 65 minutes. Yeah, probably 63 plus the credits, so yeah. A little over an hour. And I mean, if we look at season one, what did we have? Like a half hour each, they were roughly. Some a bit shorter. The very last one a bit longer. Heck, we had that one that just completely, I said, was so in depth. That was the one on Ludwig, which, wow, we just completely focused in that episode. Yeah. Anyway, no, there's plenty of room. We can even talk about the fact that they built a larger volume and see some of the work on that and see some of the difference. Heck, from what I know, they've built the larger volume there. They're also building multiple more volumes around the globe already. Some cool stuff. Oh, yeah. Definitely, definitely. Well, anyway, that was a ton of fun. Definitely loved getting to see it. I'll take any behind the scenes I can get when it comes to Star Wars. Just go ahead and put it out there. I'll watch it. Oh, I mean, heck, if they were ever to put audio commentaries out for the episodes, I would be in love with that. Give me an audio commentary with the director of each of the episodes, going ahead and actually doing that piece. Maybe bring in some of the other people that have, say, John and Dave in there doing audio commentary. Then we can even have a separate audio commentary with the actors. I love my audio commentaries too. I won't hold my breath for that, that's for sure. But it'd be great if they did it. I mean, it'd be easy enough to put on as an extra up here on Disney Plus. Of course, it takes all that extra work for those people to come in and record those commentaries. What show is it? I think, as far as one of my favorite shows for audio commentaries, Stargate SG-1, I said, you have audio commentaries for all those episodes through there. And they vary in quality. It depends partly on who the heck was directing the episode as to what the quality was. Because and it's the thing on audio commentaries in general. I'm going hugely tangent here, but hey, why not? But audio commentaries can be really good and really in-depth sometimes if you get the right people in there, especially the director and maybe a technical person or something, or an executive producer maybe, by any chance. And if you get the actors sometimes, depending on the actors, it can just go completely off the rails and just be actors having fun talking. It completely different styles of audio commentary. And hey, I'm talking about something that I'd love to see from Mandalorian, but don't have any real hope for it. But you never know. Maybe we'll get it sometime. After all, I get people to watch the video more, and it doesn't take as much work to add it, right? That keeps people on Disney Plus or wherever. See, do some audio commentaries. What about anybody else? Anybody else love audio commentaries? Just me over here? I don't know. I mean, there's a big difference, of course, between things like this here, Disney Gallery The Mandalorian, watching this and going ahead and actually watching the episode with an audio commentary. Of course, hey, you're watching me while watching this, so you know. I suppose if you like that, you probably might like audio commentaries too, I suppose. Nice. Me too. Star Wars podcast would be cool. Oh yeah, like an official Star Wars podcast, actually bringing in the directors, producers, other people involved with Lucasfilm. Oh man, I mean, there's so many people you could bring into an official podcast. Who the heck would you have host it though? I have no idea. That would be an interesting question. It'd be a great promotional thing too if you actually, depending on who you had host the thing. Mark Hamill hosting. Oh man, we could dream, but that would cost way too much for them to ever go that route. But we could dream. Okay. So what did we learn there? Did we really learn anything that was super new that we didn't know? I mean, if you didn't know the news already about the volume being bigger, we did touch briefly on that. I already knew that from other pieces before, but that was there. You get to see a number of behind-the-scenes pieces, but they're not earth-shattering reveals or anything that you really didn't expect on a number of that. There were some pieces that were practical that I didn't know were actually practical, and I was impressed by some of the practical work they did. Also, on the flip side, actually, in what was that? The tragedy. That one right there, that chapter, I was impressed by how much they had to do special effects on all the explosions and fires, and really didn't catch that was actually going on during the course of it. Heck, loved getting to really see Tamara Morrison and Robert Rodriguez and really just how especially gung-ho they are into Star Wars and Boba Fett specifically. And again, love seeing the passion behind the people here. I mean, it translates into this show. And heck, it's going to translate into the spin-offs that we're doing too. And as I said, all the different pieces that we've got coming out, the Ahsoka, the Rangers Season 3, the Boba Fett series, and heck, Bad Batch, I'm sure. I'm hopeful we don't have too long to wait on that. But anyway, anybody got anything over here for the chat? Go ahead and drop something in there, or maybe we'll get winding this up. So go ahead and let me know anything else you want to talk about before we go ahead and dash on off. What image did they use for the thumbnail on this one? Somebody in the Mando outfit going ahead and talking to Dave. Hey, Dave's a fitting person to use in the thumbnail, regardless of what we're talking about, right? And then we've got in the background, we've got Bryce Dallas Howard doing her big episode right there over on the bridge of our little Imperial ship. Imperial transport. Now, for a bonus point, looking at that thumbnail, I could probably do this, right? Might be able to show it. You know, I never kill these timers, do I? There we go. Timer's gone. So bad at killing those. Let's see. If I were to do that. There we go. Yeah, see, you can see the Disney Plus right there. Now, so see, as I was commenting on Dave, but over here, I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think that's Pedro Pascal. Just the way he's holding himself, I don't think that is. Could be completely wrong on that, of course. In fact, we had 3 different people in that outfit and trying to guess which one. From what I've heard, Pedro Pascal was in the outfit a lot more here in Season 2. I've heard that was the case behind the scenes on this one, but hard to say. But no, I feel, I can't think of the names right now, but I feel like that's our stunt actor right there for Din. Could be wrong. Anyway. Now we should move to this image now because, hey, that's up next is, well, I think it's up next for live action. I don't think we happen to have run across and already shot Ahsoka or anything. I suppose that's possible. Certainly, I've heard no rumor that somehow got shot before Boba's Book of Boba came up. Man, it's going to be a while. We've got a year to wait for Book of Boba, which is coming Christmas next year, so hey, just 364 days to go. And then we'll have that, and then we'll get to Mando Season 3, and which supposedly will probably be January or something from last I'm hearing, or February. Who knows? So, all kinds of good stuff. Well, I don't see anything else in the chat, so I am going to go ahead and cut on out. As I said, looking forward to this. Maybe we'll actually go ahead and have some... Maybe we'll have some more Disney Gallery Mandalorian in a full way, but maybe come May or so. Who knows? Oh, I'm going to have to if he removes the helmet next season as well. True, no kidding. We'll get to see a lot more Pedro, and I'm guessing we'll see a lot more Pedro unmasked in Season 3. That's definitely my guess right there. Although that's going to be part of the intriguing war of him as a character with himself is making that decision, which, oh, we're going to definitely see the watch again. No way we don't. Yes, Favreau on Good Morning America did say that Filoni was writing the Ahsoka series. You're right. Of course he did. And if he's still writing it, then yes, obviously it can't come beforehand. Good point. Yeah, just connect the dots. Right, right. Okay, yes, good point. Yeah, you're right. Which of you still writing it right now, timeline wise? Where does that put production? I guess it depends because you're writing the later episodes, even late into it. So, hard to say how far into the Ahsoka series we necessarily are. Interesting question. Obviously, it's going to come after, given that. Obviously, it's going to come after Book of Boba. It'll come after season 3 of Mando. So, interesting. And I know they've talked about the fact they already have an idea of where they're going for season 4. Was it, I think it was Giancarlo who said it during an interview or something, dropped that piece about season 4, and that John and Dave already have an idea of where season 4 even goes. I think that's where that came from, if my memory serves. But heck, season 4 of Mando would be after the spin-offs and after we bring things back together. Now, Ahsoka is a limited series, but that doesn't mean it's the only Ahsoka series we get, even if they don't end up extending it. Heck, maybe we go ahead and make an excuse for something else, and it's not the Ahsoka series, but a larger world. So, who knows? Who knows? We'll see what the heck we see. Anyway, so much to see, so much coming up. And just over these next few years, hey, as said before, it's a good time to be a Star Wars fan right now. Oh, can't wait for Bad Batch to come up. That'll be our next big one right there. At some point, we'll probably get an idea when, but the fact we got such a good trailer, it can't be too far off. Well, anyway. Until later, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here, and so I will go ahead and give my usual goodbye and tell you, hope you have a magical day, and until later, may the Force be with you. Always.